to a prime time edition of Candid Conversations, the 148th episode. And tonight we are featuring the man known as S. So,
Peace, peace,
I,
peace.
I was saying to you before we got on the air, there are this show comes with acclaim because I've heard about you from a few people now before I had the honor to meet you, and I've seen some of your works, and I'm I'm not gonna lie, bro. You hold it down. Still, I have to give you your roses because I
Respect.
you know I saw the we all know how it is when we are judgmental as artists. We are very judgmental. So like I always like to listen to the music with the artist. So I got your music from MJ a couple days ago. Shout outs to MJ and MJ's Hip Hop Connects for all the all that she does. So, but I like to listen to the music with the artist because I like to get the vibe. You know what I mean? I like to see if I understand what they're trying to put out there while I'm talking to them. So
Okay.
I had the honor of seeing one of your songs earlier, and I have to say there, like I said, there are people who speak very highly of you, and you come with acclaim. You come with acclaim. So I had to big you up for that because I don't think there's enough of that in the game right now. I don't think there's enough people giving their roses as they deserve. You know what I mean? Like man's have accomplished a whole like let's talk about it. So when did music grip you? When did you decide that this was going to be a part of what you do?
I'm gonna say 1987. 1987
Okay.
was was the turning point for me. I'd say Run DMC, Tricky was probably the first rap video that I ever saw before I
Okay.
even knew what rap was as a
Okay.
youngster. And the visuals, the sound, the style, everything about it caught my attention, caught my eye, and I wanted to experience more of what it was that I watched. And yeah, it's pretty much been I've been hooked ever since. As a teenager, high school, messing around with it, with friends. As I got older, I kept messing with it, and took it a little bit more seriously, probably starting at 2007, and
Okay.
just been put music out ever since as something that I enjoy doing, and inspired by the KRS Ones of the world, the EPMDs, the Wu Tangs, the Nas's, Tribe, the list goes on and on. The greats that came before me, and they set the blueprint for who and what I am today. So that's sort of my bio in a nutshell.
Okay. Okay. Um, that's dope. What territory are you representing?
I'm out of the Saga area, Mississauga, Ontario.
Okay, Saga, stand up. Yes.
Saga,
Okay.
just that.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. So what's life like out there? Since they closed Square One, let's talk about that for a minute because I haven't been able to touch base with someone from Saga in a minute. So like, what's life like after the closing of Square One?
Closing of Square One. Closing
Yeah,
Square One's still open, as far as I
Square
know.
One's still open. Okay,
Still open. Yeah.
I heard
Yeah.
that it was. I heard a couple years ago that they closed it down. I don't know if it was like just because of COVID or if it was just like someone bought it out or something. But
It must. I'm guessing it's probably because of COVID, but as far as I know, it's still open. I swing by
okay,
there at least once, twice a week, so it's still
okay.
very much open.
Well, that changes my perspective because I was gonna go out there shopping one time and I was just like, nah, they closed, so ain't no reason. But if they still open, I'll check it
Yeah,
out.
they're still
Yeah,
open. They're still open.
okay. Well, that changes my perspective. All right. So, what are the hot spots out in Mississauga now?
Oh boy, I feel guilty answering this question because you know what? To be perfectly honest with you, I never really was the guy to really go out, check spots out here. If I ever wanted to go to a hip hop show, I mean, unless it was people that I know or fellow artists that were doing shows out here, I typically go downtown, Toronto or Hamilton. I have a lot of peoples that I know out in the Hamilton area. Those are the two spots that I typically go for hip hop if I was going to shows. But
Okay.
Saga, honestly, I don't. I honestly, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
I'm not mad at that. I really not, because there's like maybe one or two places that I knew of, but since I have my studio at home, yeah, I mean,
I hear you.
you know what? I lie. Shout out to Execute Mode. I know he's out there in Saga still. Execute Mode, he makes beats, like he's a producer, works with Johnny Armani. You know what I mean? He's got some heat still, so there's people out there. I know this. I know this for a fact.
Oh, definitely.
Um,
Definitely.
yeah, yeah. How did you come across MJ?
I met her through my homie. He's also a fellow MC. He's also a blogger. He has a online radio show. He does a lot of work directly with her, and we sort of, I guess, mutual friends. I guess I met MJ through him, and I think I'd met her. I'd seen her presence online on Facebook, Twitter, a few years ago, but I didn't really know her like that. And he has a
Yeah,
closer relationship with her, so able to connect through to her through him. So, but yeah, I see some of the work that she does and some of the artists that she works with, and yeah, she has a pretty good reputation of putting people out there in the right places and getting their music in the right hands and stuff like that. So shout out
I,
to
I,
MJ. Shout out to MJ. Shout
I
out to
got.
Righteous too.
She is a powerhouse. Righteous is a good dude too. He came down to the cookout we held on June 25th. Him and Freddie Fame and company came down. They
Okay, word.
performed. You know what I mean? We had a bit of a block party, if you will,
Dope,
the block party part 4 actually.
dope,
So
dope.
yeah, you know what I mean. It was a fun time. So you got to shout out Freddie Fames and them and Righteous, because
Righteous.
we had a conversation and we didn't realize who each other was until we met each other, and then realized who each other was after the meeting.
Right.
Yeah, so it was dope stuff. All right, man. So okay, I got a couple videos and a couple tracks.
Yeah.
I got this track called "Speak Up and Speak Out."
Okay, taking it back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got this right here, and we're gonna play that. Boom, the official music video. We're gonna share that. Okay. Um, you want to give us a little bit of a lead into this before we play it? Like, tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, so this was a song off of my first album. This is going back to 2012. Can't believe it's been 10 years already. But yeah, this was the first
Oh,
single off my first album called "Speak Up and Speak Out," produced by my man for the Polymath. I believe he's out of the Indiana area, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this was just some positive vibes. Just some food for thought off my Food for Thought album. And yeah, speak up, speak out. Check it out.
there we go.
A slow, hard wind.
Uh-oh. If you know, you know.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
know, you know.
yeah.
Indeed, I owe.
Since loose lips sink ships, I try staying afloat. Stayed away from the boat, stick to walking pavements and roads with a focus on placing thought before my statements and quotes. For fear of taking a blade to the throat. I was taught if you got nothing good to say, keep your thoughts to yourself. Some take it way too serious and try to threaten your health and well-being. Heaven's angel versus these hell's demons. If looks kill them, my words will send me to jail even. Words are daggers, thoughts supposed to help you climb ladders, but with the slip of the tongue, your life could shatter. That's my main concern with calling you out. Consequences are my deterrent, so any criticism could mean life insurance is needed. The point of free speech is now depleted. Instead of greetings with open palms, my life could be deleted. I'm proceeding with caution, forced to learn the trick. That's why every time I speak first, I think.
Every time I speak first, I think.
Speak up for the right reasons, 'tis the season.
Speak up and speak out.
But you can't keep yapping your jaws going off like a loose cannon.
Every time I speak first, I think.
Check it, for every action, there's a reaction.
Speak up and speak out.
So before you open your mouth, consider the bigger picture. Imagine if Biggie and Pac heard the words to my song, and the coolest of heads prevailed, so years of service prolonged. And brothers refrain from writing checks they ask couldn't cash to advance past the motor, pouring liquor out the glass. In the memory of lost ones, more sons dying over nothing. In a state of panic, we hold the button. Shoulder bumping in the club, trash talking provoke. A thin line between life and death, you walk in a rope, ignoring the hope of a better day. Legends fall to the Beretta sprays. Heaven calls, searching for better ways. Too many fall victim to beef that'll never pay, and dreams shatter that'll never come to be, like the letter A. Forever pray for the day we get it together to weather the storm instead of a long moment of silence. With death comes a mourn, regret and the scorn. Pressure is on, essentially forced to stop condoning this violence.
Every time I speak first, I think.
Speak up for the right reasons, 'tis the season.
Speak up and speak out.
But you can't keep yapping your jaws going off like a loose cannon.
Every time I speak first, I think.
Check it, for every action, there's a reaction.
Speak up and speak out.
So before you open your mouth, consider the bigger picture. You in the world through the mind of a teen. Human being with hopes and dreams, way more to the eye than it seems. Cause the pressure from peers to act beyond the years is fair. Rare to find a single one who never dared to be different. Victims of self-affliction from the pain they inflict on each other. The weak shudder feeling distant. Misfits trying to find a home but roam through war zones. Lost souls prone to harm. Mentally they implode. Ammo in the form of brute force and gossip. Overwhelmed, retribution is the option. Words and weapons and what goes around comes back around. Confrontation ensues with no backing down. Hurtful words, the boomerang effect is frightening. Boiling point is heightened. Bucket, somebody mic it. Delayed flicker on that mind's light switch. The point like a knife tip. Remember Columbine bully? Light switch, light switch.
Every time I speak first, I think.
Speak up for the right reasons, 'tis the season.
Speak up and speak out.
But you can't keep yapping your jaws going off like a loose cannon.
Every time I speak first, I think.
Check it, for every action, there's a reaction.
Speak up and speak out.
So before you open your mouth, consider the bigger picture.
Every time I speak first, I think. Speak up and speak out. Every time I speak first, I think. Speak up and speak out. Every time I speak first, I think. Speak up and speak out.
Yes,
I like that quote at the end. I like that quote at the end. There's nothing we can't do if we unite our voices. Our voices.
Yep.
That, you see what bro, like, I'm here and I'm just like, okay, cool. So I kind of feel like I haven't been doing this game a service if you've been doing this since 2012 and I'm just coming across you now. Maybe I've come across you before and you know what I mean? But I don't feel like I'm doing this as a service, especially like I've been in Toronto. I live in Niagara. It's like I pass by you literally on a regular basis.
Know what? It happens. It happens. I don't take offense to it. It's the nature of indie hip hop, man. There's always people that you're gonna be like, damn, how I never heard of you. It just happens, man. We're indie artists on a budget. We don't have machines behind us to pump us in front of your face, down your throats every second of the day. So we do it guerrilla style. We try to get our name and our face out there through radio, through outlets like yourself,
Yeah.
to make somebody who maybe has never heard of me before hear me. So I don't take offense to anybody who's 10 years later is just discovering me. It's just I'm new. Somebody's
It's
always gonna be new to somebody.
yes, yes. And the thing is, like I can go back and look at some of the things now that I know where you are now. I can okay, where was he then, kind of thing, and come forward. And
Exactly.
that's the kind of
Exactly.
thing I like to do that on the Terrell Effect, where you know what I mean. You bring a album or what have you, and we'll go through the whole album song for song, play it, get your feeling about the song, and you know what I mean, your vibe on the context and all of that stuff, and get an in-depth analysis from the artist. So I want to invite you back to the Terrell Effect so we can do that. So we can
Definitely.
get into
Definitely.
more of your music. But yeah. So let's talk a bit more now. Okay, what is and I know technology is one of them, but what is the biggest change you've seen in the last decade outside of technology?
Outside of technology,
Outside of
uh,
technology, yeah.
wow, technology is a huge piece.
Yeah.
um, I'd say just, I mean, the volume of music that's released on a daily basis. I guess that's
Oh
probably
yeah.
the biggest change. But I mean, that's really a direct correlation to technology. So I don't think you can ignore technology to answer that question. To be perfectly honest with you.
And the funny thing is, 20 years ago, technology was not really like yeah, it was a part of the production, but everything was word of mouth. Like
Right.
we were on the street corners. We
Right.
were at the backyard parties, the basement bashments. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Busting out the tunes and like
Right.
smashing on the vents.
Right.
Where did that go? Why
Yeah.
did we stop? Why did we stop house parties? Like,
House parties. Yeah.
because houses have gotten bigger. Our houses have
Yeah.
gotten bigger. I
They have.
remember squeezing like 30, 50 people into a 2, 3 bedroom condo one time.
Yeah. And those are like the livest. Like if you were performing at one of those, man, the energy, sheesh. Been to a
But
few, and man, the energy you can't match. Like I mean, people are right there. You're performing. The people are literally right up against you, and it's
yeah,
the vibe is. I mean, you can't match that.
I'm telling you, like, uh, man, what in your bed? True, true. Man, but yeah, man, when the walls were sweating and the DJ was just like, you know, what I mean, the air horn. I gotta make sure I switch out the air horn. I'm DJing a wedding, and the bride specifically said she does not want to hear an air horn, so I'm switching my air horn for a lightsaber effect. Yes, yes. So when you start hearing the mixes with the it's because I'm practicing. It's because I'm practicing. So, here's a question: what is something that you've always wanted to do that no one would expect you to even think about?
Mm. Want me to do?
Yeah,
Somebody asked me, actually, somebody at my work that found out that I rapped
yeah,
not too long ago. He asked if I was into Afrobeat, and I was like, not really. Like, I mean, I'm familiar with a few, like the big name people, and he had
yeah.
asked me if I'd ever rap over Afrobeat. So I told him at the time, I'd never really given it any thought. I don't see myself doing it, but that's probably that's probably one of the more out there, way out left field type questions that I've ever been asked since I've been putting out music. So
Okay, okay. So what is your comfort zone then? What's your niche, so to speak?
my niche is soulful slash jazzy, boom bap. I like, that came up on like the Tribe Called Quest and the Pete Rocks and You
Yeah.
know, the Ninth Wonders and the Apollo Browns and, you know, Premiere. You know, that's the kind of stuff that I came up on. That's the stuff that I like.
That hard
So
hitting rap. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I like.
All right.
That's what I like.
Okay, let's get into one of your tracks here. We got Attack featuring Elzai. LZ?
Yep, Elzai.
Elzai, okay.
Yeah.
Give us background on that.
So this is an interesting one. So this song is off my most recent album called "You Want a Piece of Me," and it's also featured on a compilation project that Righteous from Tout Recordings put out a few months ago called "As of Now."
Okay.
And so yeah, so the story behind it was I was writing to the beat. So this was before the album dropped.
Yeah.
Boy, Righteous hit me up. Sorry, actually, let me back it up even further. So I was writing. My kids came into the room while I was writing. Turned the TV on. It was one of these, you know, National Geographic type shows because they're into, you know, nature shows as am I. And yeah, there was a segment that came on where there were these lions. So these lions out there in the wilderness, you know, plotting their, you know, their prey, how to get their next meal. And you know, as I'm watching the thing, I'm trying to I'm finding these parallels between how they survive out there in the wilderness and how I make music. So
Okay.
basically, you know, strategizing, you know, working as a team, coming up with a game plan, you know, and all of these, there's so many parallels between that and, you know, how I put out music. You know, when I put out music, you know, first thing is, you know, trying to come up with a concept, you know, trying to figure out who my audience is going to be, the rollout, you know, how do I, you know, come up with something impactful. So there's a bunch of levels and you know checks and balances that I have, you know, before I put stuff out. And you know, a lot of that is very similar to how a lion, you know, strategizes how it gets its next meal. So that's basically how the concept for that song you know came to be. And you know, as far as you know me putting it out, shout out to my dude Righteous. He was putting on a compilation project called As of Now, and he had hit me up. And this was even before you know Elzai was even thought. He had asked me, you know, who my favorite MC was, or if I had a choice of somebody to work with, who would it be? And at the time, I thought it was just you know two hip hop fans talking hip hop. Uh, not realizing that you know he had this idea of trying to pair us together. So
Okay.
fast forward a few weeks later, he tells me that you know he has a connect to get at Elzai, and he'd you know gotten his okay, the green light that you know he was willing to you know work.
Yeah.
So he said, "Yo, you know, do you have a song you want to you want to put together a song with them?" You know, figure it out and you know make it happen. And at the time, I had already had the Attack song recorded, my two verses, you know, with the scratch chorus and everything,
Yeah.
and came up with the idea. Well, you know, because of the short time frame, you know, to get to meet the deadline for the compilation, decided, you know, what if we were to just you know get Elzai to jump on the third verse and you know, we were able to make that happen, and you know, the rest is history. That's sort of how the track came to be, and
All right.
yeah, that's it.
Okay. Let's drop the track. Attack. S
Stack
feature Elzai.
Elzai.
Yo, on the attack.
I gotta drop that first part.
Attack the beat break. Lion does its next nail. How would that sound? Imagine if I approach the beat the same way a lion does its next nail. How would that sound? Yo, on the attack. I attack the beat break like a Viking with a sword. This is the attack. J Pal on the beat.
All the way live hip hop attacks.
Yeah.
Uh,
I let the beat speak, then it's time to eat it. I don't give a fuck, I tear it apart and start feasting. Been on the creep from afar, making a move. Got this heat served on a platter, about to make it my food. Out in this open terrain, we call rap. Lonely survival of the fittest with the weak ones. Don't make it back with J Pal on the track. Your boy S on the attack with the heart of a lion. Gazelle's best moving past, track swiftly. Hunger from within is with a grip me. Resonate in MP3 form, stay on my grizzly. Marking my territory, growl of the beast. To sunsetters in the west, I'm on a prowl from the east. Influenced by the OGs and all the heads from whom I navigate. Scooping a week in a bunch is when I salivate. About to eat my next meal, cross palms like a same place. The pounce on the track without any crumbs to save the face. Hard to hear a rhythm like this, so let it lay to waste. Thrill of the hunter, refusal to do a wasted chase. Light in the tank, make the most of my creative space. A metaphor for capitalizing on this hasty pace. Whether I rock solo or call in reinforcement, you get one chance to make a first impression. Don't be stalking, so I take out all the scraps till I'm ready to trash. Capture my prey on the track, engineer here with the bounce. I treat beats like meat, eat them down to the bone. Only eat it when I know that the seasoning is on. Carnivore, devour the beat like medieval times. No manners when it comes to these rugged beats of rhymes. Survivor out in the wild, exposed to these elements. Rain or shine, my hunger leaves carnage remnants. I unleash the beast, hungry because I gotta eat. Draw first blood, repeat the cycle to follow a week. All about the approach is simple mathematics. Strength in numbers equals skill rate above average. Before the attack, gotta come with the game plan. Concept before you grip the pen, the script on a page, fam. Who's a target market? Define the demographic. Like choosing slower animals, you have a better chance at. Explosive out the gate, you run out of gas. Work smarter, not harder, your results will be trash. Catch them off guard with a creative approach. Read the room, then once you catch them sleeping, go for the throat. If they didn't protect their neck, then you got them. This is the reason why successful predators remain plotting. Metaphor for dope MCs night and day who stay jotting. Keeping up pen sharp, riding beats like lions stay trotting. No holds barred style, taking no prisoners. I'm on the attack with Stone Cold Boss for you listeners.
I got the eye of the tiger in my penile gland and catch me out, hear me growl. I see how grand I am to be blunt. It's wrapped around a senile strand. I freestyle a hung jury, that's a retrial plan for next year. They lowered the apex here and prayed on me like a rug in the moss. You better off putting a slug in the moss per pump, plotting to kill an apparition. The ghost of another rapper miss was trying to slap your wrist and not give you that for distance, cause he's somewhere on the map where they red snapper fishing. And Jaws is waiting, who gon' challenge my flaws? They even got outlaws pulling straws. Babies, birds aim for the stars. Bars from absurd lanes. Detroit niggas say that I'm cold when they heard flames. New York think I'm nice but call me mean. I bring the house down to the roof, foggy every wall between.
My daughter just popped in. We're gonna roll right into the come up story.
This is my come up, yeah. This is my come up, my come up, my come up, my come up story. This is my come up story. Dating it back to the 80s, to the 90s, to the 2000s, 2010s, and now the 20s, yo. Hey, yo. Yo, I caught the bug in 87, never looking back. Tricky, the first record I recall had me hooked to rap. A born kid, I'm living in TNT till adolescence. Planted the seed of what will be today's semi-profession. Back it up, what did I stumble across? Heard a couple of dudes talking and then a number of thoughts started racing inside my head of what it was I just watched. All I know at the time, I didn't want it to stop. The images caught my eye, plus the sound was unique. From the style of the walk to the clothes and the sound of the speech. Talking over the music with a style I never heard before, with different kind of energy, and I wanted to hear some more. Later I learned it was a thing they called rap. The generation before thought of the fad and some crap that wouldn't last. The youth would have the last laugh. That rap was here to say, and that's a matter of fact. From humble beginnings, I've witnessed the progression. In many stages in my development's been a blessing. A few milestones to get me where I'm going. Summarized and condensed for a few not knowing. Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? On to the next phase of the story I brought. Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? On to the next phase of the story I brought. Yo. Into the 90s, TNT North American eyes. TV began to see the world through American eyes. TV and music influence was undeniable. Donnie Simpson and Casey Kasem opened my eyes to view the latest music plays, smoking a chart. Remember TNT was Calypso and Soca at heart. 91 life circumstance will bring me back to the north. Take the flame with me that I brought and then carry the torch that I kept lit while I studied grace, mastered my craft. Recorded rhymes into cassette, boombox and I rap. Remember thinking that everything I spit was so impressive. In retrospect, it was just a bunch of copycat impressions. From Josh Sylvester, Lord Finesse, and Heavy D. Biting before I figured out who I'd eventually be. They grew on pains until I came into my own. The path to find my own voice on this microphone. From humble beginnings, I've witnessed the progression. The many stages in my development's been a blessing. A few milestones to get me where I'm going. Summarized and condensed for a few not knowing. Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? On to the next phase of the story I brought. Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? On to the next phase of the story I brought. Hey yo, fast forward early 2000s where you find me in a circle amongst a bunch of my peers, safe around and bouncing energy off one another like trampolines downtown. Going for Hamilton, catch me rapping the beats. Open mic on the radio, big shots to my folks. I chopped it up with on the regular, went out at the shows. Shout out the spitters who spawned and helped me sharpen my blade. A catalyst, lighter fluid, also the spark of my flame. You can say the water, the seed, planted the tree, give it new life. Now I bear the fruit of my labor. Verses I do right. 07 in Genesis, MySpace was a platform. Released the first recordings to the public I was proud of. This time progressed so that my network too. Mess with the best producers and put out my best work too. Started with Homegrown Monsters, then my debut LP. Few for thought with 2 beats and J. Bruder dealt me. From humble beginnings, I've witnessed the progression. The many stages in my development's been a blessing. A few milestones to get me where I'm going. Summarized and condensed for a few not knowing. Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? On to the next phase of the story I brought. Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? On to the next phase of the story I brought. The quest continued. I reached the point of no return. Continue plugging away at this music with no concern for the opposition and naysayers whose crutches my age. Till they see me live in the flesh and command how I engage with the audience with relatability, skill and abilities. Stand on what I speak on with truth and humility. Aspire to inspire while lifting your spirits high. Kicking juice for the soul with intensity minus the ire. Vulnerable, oh, we are only getting older. Embracing your age and growth was the message that I told them. Social media, the gift and a curse. Summarize the number of interactive aspects at work. Then connected on a short player for pandemic release. Still riding high off adrenaline, get me past the release. Took a break, now I'm back on these beats. Back to Unleash with J Pal. Release the hounds like busted straps on a leash. From humble beginnings, I've witnessed the progression. The many stages in my development's been a blessing. A few milestones to get me where I'm going, summarized in condensed form of you not knowing. Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? On to the next phase of the story I brought. Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? Should I keep it going, or should I cut it short? Should I keep it going, or should I?
Okay.
Come up
Okay.
story.
Come up story.
That is
So,
my autobiography from 87 to 2022.
hey, the rundown. Oh man. All right. Well, we are at about the halfway mark of the show. And this is where I like to flip the script. And when I flip the script, it's when I give the guest the opportunity to be the host and
Okay. Word.
ask any questions they may have or make any statements they may have. So you have the floor.
All right. Well, first and foremost, again, I just want to thank you for having me on your platform. I appreciate that. I appreciate the very generous introduction.
No doubt.
Yeah, I guess my first question to you would be how long have you been running this podcast of yours?
This podcast specifically has been going for uh about 3 years. It'll be 3 years in about 8 weeks.
Oh,
So
oh.
yeah.
What would you say has been the most rewarding part of this experience?
The just this like moments like this where I get to give where like the artist who's subject to so many things gets to actually have control and you know what I mean, ask or make whatever statements they have. And I find they like each artist is different in how they handle this time, but they all appreciate it in some way because it's a because it's time. You know what I mean? I've been told that no other interviewer does this specific type of thing. So I'd like to, you know, think that I get to be original and creative as well.
Go.
Yeah.
What would you say has been the worst part of this experience, like this podcast that you run?
There's two things, and I'm not sure. It's like 1 and 1A kind of thing. I'm not sure what bothers me more. It's like, realistically speaking, one thing that does get my goat is when people can't show up to their phone.
Mm,
Okay, that I mean, I understand some people don't know me from the dark side of the moon. I appreciate that. Well, how you gonna get to know me if we don't have that conversation?
right,
You
right.
know what I mean? That's why I appreciate when people like yourself take the time to have this conversation and we can get in depth and you know what I mean? I can show you a bit of what I'm capable of, you can show me what you're capable of, and we can establish a working relationship if you know what I mean, if the stars align, so to speak. But
Yeah,
if nothing else, there are people who get to see you from my network and there's people who get to see me from yours. So
right.
you know, it benefits. But the not showing up to the phone, and then there's the like, not everybody is at your caliber of lyricism. And being uh being a creative in the manner that I have developed myself, I find it hard to give advice to people who aren't at your level. You know what I mean?
Right.
And sometimes I feel like something inside of me is burning to say, okay, you know, you don't have to use as many profanities, or there are there are synonyms for the N-word. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
There is.
you know what I mean? Like, I remember this. So like just that, like not knowing that area, not knowing when, you know what I mean, when to give that information because of concern for volatile reaction. But
Oh,
I've decided that I'm not gonna be on my deathbed saying, "Oh, if only there was that time that I had said." That's not gonna be
yeah,
me. So, you know what I mean? I just gotta, I gotta dull my tongue. I have to dull
yeah.
my tongue when I speak.
Not a hill you want to die on.
No, no, you know what I mean? That's what's up.
What is, you know what? I mean, it's very funny you bring that up. I see a lot of the same things like just on social media in general. So every once in a blue moon, you'll get somebody will add you.
Yeah,
I'll use Facebook for example, and somebody will hit you up and they'll ask you if you can listen to their music. So
yeah,
you listen to that, and it's maybe 50-50, maybe 70-30. 70% of the time it's not what I'm into or not something that I'd consider, quality. And every, 5 out of 10 you might find some gems in there, but for the folks that are in that 70%, it's something that you don't like, and you try to be honest with them, and then they just explode on you, and it's just you get a full of tirade of profanities and FUs, and they try to size you up, and now they want to check your music to see if you're even worthy of giving that critique, even though they asked you for it. So I find it funny. Artists are sensitive, man.
yes, yes. I find it funny. Very. I found another scenario that happened actually. It was like I did an article on an artist, and I will maintain its anonymity in order to, you know what I mean, just out of respect for the craft. So I did an article on this artist, and I hadn't really heard his music yet. And then I heard his music, and he wanted to collaborate with me, and I was just like, I kind of just let it go for a week or two, and then he came back. He's like, "So what's going on with the track?" I was just like, to be honest, bro, this is not this my sound does not quite fit in the area that you are occupying. Um yeah, like the cadence was off, the rhythm was off, the lyrics were out there. I just couldn't. I don't swear when, like, I swear like a trucker when I'm in these kinds of scenarios from time to time. But when I write, when I take the time to structure a composition, I have the psychology to and the vocabulary to understand that profanity isn't absolutely necessary. So when within 8 bars someone has sworn more than I have in 8 songs, it's like, and I'm not judging. Do what you got to do. Call me Will Smith. It's whatever. But like, but it just I don't even think I heard you swear in any of what you did.
Yeah, I hardly ever really.
Yeah, like, I mean, I just don't get it. I That's where life is, and then to follow up, someone actually messaged me about that artist and said some very scathing things.
Mm,
And on one side, I'm like, it's not like it's already done. What do you want me to do? On the other side, it's just like, okay, so Eric Bischoff said controversy sells. This is controversial. I bring up Eric Bischoff for a specific reason, and I have to make a segue, a side note segue. The CWF is going to be having Resolution, at the Meridian Center in St. Catharines. Resolution is their annual event where they basically pull out all the stops, and they recently appeared in the Me and the Boys Wrestling show on their podcast. Me and the Boys Wrestling is where real people use digital avatars to settle their differences. And we are officially on the WWE 2K22 engine.
Wow.
So, yes, it is. It's pretty. It gets pretty intense. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know, like, I'm on the staff, so it sounds biased, but when you look at the fact that we have, okay, in total 85 people, but 50 of them are pop culture. So we have 35 real people that have avatars that are likened to their person for the most part. And then we have a chat. In that chat, we like basically it's where the beefs are started or the alliances are made. And from from those conversations, we make a card. And like we're on the 5th season right now. I've been on since season 3, and season 5 is going to bring some hard hitting action. For example, there's an Iron Man match between myself and one of he's actually global. I think he's an internationally recognized poet, if I'm not mistaken. Daniel Mark Patterson. He goes by DMP, but in the chat room we have a gentleman's quarrel, right? So, like, yeah, we have an Iron Man table match.
Hmm.
We got to see who goes through the table more time. Like, who can put who through a table more times within, I think, 15 minutes.
Wow.
It's crazy. So that's the season 1 free preview. So you know what I mean. That's just another one of the projects that we're working on. But yeah, man. Back to
Oh,
life. Back to reality. Oh,
so that's
like
so is that your side hustle, or is that your main hustle, or?
that one's a side hustle. The main hustle right now is Culture Shock magazine. It
Okay.
is.
Good.
It is. And I do remember featuring you in there. I want to say it was issue 19 or 20.
Oh wow. I gotta check
Yes.
that out. My bad. My apologies. I wasn't even aware.
No, no worries, no worries. Like same goes, bro. Same goes. You see, it's like it happens, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't even know how to get a hold of you. And then like MJ's so busy with everything, I'm just like, okay, like when paths cross, and we'll like I'm sure she would have let you know if I had like specifically told her that I used that write up that time. She knows that I use her write ups, but
Okay.
you know what I mean. Kind of just I just dove into one. I was like, okay, yeah, Mississauga, cool. Click.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem, no problem. Oh man, so yeah, so there's that. It's what we should be doing. It's how we
Yeah.
build. It's how they built their machine. They pooled their resources. They said they found people who had the skill set required, and they worked together to establish themselves. I
Yeah.
I don't like. What are we waiting for?
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Like we like. I look at the Asians and I'm just like, yes, you get it. Like, not to get extreme, but like they die for theirs. Like we killing ours. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Part of our language, but
Yeah,
like
little backwards
it's a little
thinking. Right?
backwards. It's a little
We gotta
backwards.
we gotta get it together.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Build generational wealth. We gotta be better at that.
You know what I mean? I'm proud to say my daughter, I have an RESP for my daughter. I ask all my friends with kids all the time, do you have an RESP? No, you don't know what that is? Smack. You know what I mean? That's free money. Get it. That's free money. Get it. Like, jeez, it's there's so much, so much, so much. But hey, that's just what it is. Let me see this here. Let me pull up another song. I got this one here. It is called, what is it called? Say My Name Right. Okay. Okay. Say My Name Right. This song, I guess it speaks for itself. I'm just going to run the track.
Welcome to my world. For those of you who've never heard of me before, this is a PSA. For those of you who've known me for a few years, but still getting it wrong, it's not a yes, it's S. That's it. Say my name right. I guess you could call it a pet peeve, perhaps a bit of a nuisance how you address me. With capital E, ever since the lowercase s, put the letters together, they spell S. Put to the past decade, put some respect on my name. Two simple letters together, for some reason it's a pain. I've repeated it nauseum on many a record. And some of y'all ain't listen many years later, still messing it up. Nomadic soul never claimed the address. Seems the attention to detail hella lazy at best. I walk the street with a Superman S on my chest, trying to do what I was sent to do better than the rest. It's such BS when I'm addressed as ES. Last time I checked, there's no dash between E and S. This ain't the first time, most likely not the last. It's another moment in time that'll soon come to pass. In the beginning, I laughed because I thought it was cute. After so many years going by on this pursuit, figured the audio and it's clear the air like a statement. The abuse would have continued and it's borderline flagrant. Say my name right, the name of the song. Made a name for myself despite the fact you say it wrong. Whether you're guilty of this wrong, I'm glad you're singing along to the lyrics that I spit in this song. What's it called? Say my name right. Don't get it confused. Not your prototypical rap name, but it do what it do. Say my name right. Just a couple of letters. One syllable sounds magical when put together. Say my name right. Name, nickname, no gimmicks. Abbreviated form of my government when I'm spit. Say my name capital right. E and a lowercase s. Simple as pie but gets butchered to death. Say my name right. So I guess I'm part of the problem. Been an issue from childhood, but did little to solve it. Since the age of 6, I felt it more convenient rather than repeatedly correct. I went with something easier. People struggle to enunciate my government. The word association is what I was running with. This dated back to elementary days. I told them that my government name sounds like Sesame. Hey, looking back, I felt I did it for the memory's sake. But thinking about it now, perhaps my fundamental mistake. Rather than embrace my African name, I westernized it. Lost a piece of me when I failed to recognize it. Trying to assimilate in this Canuck salvo with individuality and all of us turns out to hold. Kinda hypocritical to command respect to my peers when I didn't respect myself enough for plenty of years.
Your name is your identity. It's something you're supposed to take pride in and feel ownership of. But when teachers, coworkers, and friends constantly screw it up and don't even try to get it right, that can really change how someone feels about their place in the world. I still get my name mispronounced.
Red Door. Oh man. Yo, look out for the EP. I want to say it's produced by Lendor. Featuring yours truly. And more. But yeah, it's coming soon. Oh man. Say his name right. Jeez. You are the preservation of hip hop soul, good sir. I have to say that. Like,
Respect, man.
I hear the new school attitude, but I feel the old school vibe. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I say the preservation of hip hop soul. Like, hip hop lives in
the old school. I mean that's the foundation, but it's updated, speaking on current day, modern day, issues. So yeah.
Yes. Oh man.
Shouts out to Lendor. I saw his name pop up on the screen. Shouts out to him.
Lendor,
that's my dude. Shout out to him.
Man. Yeah, man. He produced an EP for me. We were talking And I sent him a couple of songs, and he's like, "Yo, what are you doing?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You have an EP right here, fam." I'm just like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Let me just give me a minute. Give me a minute." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Next day, all of a sudden, I get a mix, and I'm just like, "What is? Oh shit! Okay." I listen to the mix, all of my songs, but it's got you all gonna hear it. I ain't gonna tell you what's on there. But yes, S has been kicking ass. Oh man, Dish. There we go.
Salute, salute, Lendor. Shout out to him.
Yeah, man. Y'all need to check out Lendor. LEN-DOR on IG. I believe it's Lendor13.
Yep. Check out his EP, Vocal Codex. Vocal Codex. His
Yes,
EP he
yes.
just dropped about a month or two ago. Fire.
Also, he will be featured in this month's mega issue of Culture Shock magazine.
Bang, bang. Let's go.
So, just so you know, just so you know, this man's on the go. All right. Yeah, yeah. So I got another video here. Aspire
to inspire.
Yep.
Taking it back to 2014.
Yep.
Yeah, shouts out to everybody out there in internet land who's watching this stream. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in.
Yep. Because of you, there's us. All right, so let's go to Chrome tab. Boom. Share. All right, let's get it.
That in the process of working on your dreams, you are going to incur a lot of disappointment, a lot of failure, a lot of pain. There are moments when you're going to doubt yourself and say, God, why is this happening to me? I'm just trying to take care of my children and my mother. I'm not trying to steal a rock from anybody. Why does this have to happen to me? For those of you that have experienced some hardships, don't give up on your dream.
Aspire to inspire. Should be everybody's mission in life. Check me out, yeah. What goals and aspirations, my business life moves are calculated. No time to lose, making moves out of makeshift. See, thinking on the fly's got its limitations. Success is like my kind of vindication. Hope, mixed with the dream and the follow through like a golf swing. The motto that I got to ingrain in my offspring. Too many princes grow up to be lost kings. Green-eyed bandits out for dollars to floss things. Lacking direction and purpose. Based on track record, this motto don't seem to be working, so it's worthless. It needs service. We see so many dreams don't ever seem to flourish. Long as dreams remain practical, no need to be discouraged. Cause in this life we live, only death is certain. Create a roadmap for your success before your curtains close. Death is for certain, bro. Dreams I pursue with frequent flying mileage, using inspiration as my pilot. Cross-continental reach, limits never peak. Success within my fingers reach. I sniff it when I breathe. Measure of success, relative like blood-related beeps. In this game of play for keeps, I'm trying to win to say the least. Driven by the notion of uplifting my community. Lifted at the hope that unity could one day prove to be inspiring. For the beast inside our life's lion's den. Inspire yourself, then inspire them. Inspire yourself, then inspire them. Listen, yo. Sometimes I get blurry-eyed, but the vision's never lost. Even if I started drifting off course, momentary setbacks is the devil trying to get back at you, just like the government. Why you think you get taxed for booze? It's a death trap. Boom, man, I'm guilty of the same. Guzzling this poison, messing with my brain. What I'm saying is assess the bigger picture and determine where you fit in. Move accordingly without the politics in. Glimpsing at that city skyline, I'm already sky high off life. I feel I'm winning hands high like give me 5. So many miles on inspirational planes that's literal. Sometimes the inspiration is pain for lyricals, turning a negative to positive force. Such a release like you popping a cork. Inspiration's like the rock in a sport. A football, move the chains, get a flock of support from teammates for a good call. Inspiration comes in various forms, so when it hits you, let it get you to where you belong. And where you belong is a place where the energy's strong. And where the energy's strong, that's when the That's the second best, you.
All right. Oh man. Yo. I mean, my whole perspective has been adjusted.
Hopefully in a good way.
Yes. Yes, definitely. I've been pleasantly surprised. Like I said, I mean, I don't even know where to start. Like the wordplay, the delivery, the intensity, the passion, you know what I mean? The deliberate intent of the message. Like, I mean, jeez, bro. You got it. You definitely
That's
have
right,
it.
man. I try.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
But
man. Here
yeah,
we
just
go.
grown man raps. That's what I do, man. That's what I try to put out there. Grown man feels, grown man content, grown man lyrics. You know,
For real. And maybe that's why I relate to it because it's not some foolhardy dumb shit. It's like real life reiterated in a creative manner.
that's the goal. That's the goal. Just to just
Mhm.
put out real life music that folks can relate to and vibe with and come back to years from now. Just trying to
Yep.
make timeless music. That's the goal. Is to always try to make something timeless. So you know.
Well, if we're playing some from 2012 and 2014 and 2022, I think your mission so far is accomplished, sir. Is that
Cheers.
those songs could run with anything I've heard or played in the last, I don't know, 5 years on my other podcast.
Word, respect.
So you know what I mean? For what it's worth, with a catalog of about 35 gigabytes of music, you know what I mean? You can hang, bro. You can definitely you can hold it down. Let me not say you can hang. That's a
Respect.
poor choice of words, but you can hold it down definitely. So you know what I mean? And like the playlist automatically recognized your songs and added them to there. There's some songs I played like 8, 12 times and they're still not in my DJ playlist. But this one, as soon as I put it in there, it's bang. So I'm like, all right, cool, cool.
All right. Well, shouts out to Distro Kid.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So, bam. Speaking of this show, kid, where can you be found?
I can be found in a couple of places. So probably the easiest way to get at me is hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. Handle is at HG Monster ES. So that's HGMonsteres. I've got links to everything, like all my SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Bandcamp, everything you'll be able to find if you go to either of those pages. And
Okay.
for anybody that's interested in physical stuff, I got t-shirts and vinyl and CDs, sweatshirts. You can hit up my website smusicstore.com. That's ESMUZIK store.com, all one word. And I've got some pretty nice goodies in there. And yeah, definitely check me out. Check me out. I got 6 albums deep, working on number 7. That'll be done pretty soon. Within the next few months, that'll be ready to share with the world. So, just staying working, just keeping busy, you know, pumping out features and material for upcoming projects. So yeah, just trying to keep the name and the face out there so that individuals such as yourself can delve into the catalog and hopefully tell a friend to tell a friend. So
Yep,
that's the
definitely.
goal.
Definitely. And when you have that album ready, I welcome you to come back to the Terrell Effect. It's Saturdays at 12 p.m., but we can,
Okay.
schedule it accordingly because life happens, you know what I mean? And we just got to keep up with it.
Word,
Um,
word.
yeah. Is there anyone you want to shout out before we head out?
Big shouts out to my dude Righteous. He's been a huge supporter for a number of years. A really, really good friend. And yeah, we talk hip hop, talk life. Really, really good dude. Really, really been instrumental in a lot of positive things that have happened for me music wise in the last few years. So huge shout out to him. Shouts out to Lendor who popped in, who's is watching. Shout out to MJ for making this happen, and shout out to anybody that's supported over the years, and anybody who's probably just heard me for the first time that's probably thinking about delving into my catalog. Yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to hip hop. Shout out to real hip hop.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. As a student of it, you definitely shine. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the 148th episode of Candid Conversations. Tune in Saturday for the Terrell Effect, where I'll be live from a remote location with my teeth grinning like this. Love it, love it. Oh man, life has been blessing me, and I'm just enjoying it, and just rolling with it. Cause as high as you go, you can reach your highest height, but there's always you got to remember there's low lows too. So run with
Absolutely, absolutely.
run with run with the waves and enjoy them as they go.
Yep.
Oh man. So for S, this is the block saying bless up. We out.
Yo, before we bounce out of here, just one last plug, if I can do
Okay.
that.
By all means, go ahead.
Yeah, so if anybody definitely check out a compilation project called As of Now on Bandcamp and any of the streaming platforms.
Yep.
Dope hip hop compilation featuring yours truly, featuring Righteous, Ace on Eastwood, Big Shug, Lord Juco,
Ooh.
Static Selecta. I mean, there's a bunch of heavyweights, DJ Merciless, Usual Suspects.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
a bunch of really dope talent on this compilation project that Righteous put out under the Tout Recordings label that he owns. So definitely check out As of Now. That's the name of the compilation. Attack is on there. So yeah, definitely check that out and show it some love.
All right. As of now, check it out on Bandcamp
Bandcamp and all streaming
and
platforms.
all streaming platforms. There you go.
Yeah,
All right. Bam. All right. Cool. Cool. And that's a wrap.
that's a wrap.
All right.